Hey, if you're looking for the best pals in Palworld, I've got you covered with this guide right here coming up. Just remember that everything you do matters, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, so if you're looking for some high quality pals or some high tier pals, here's what you can do to get a bunch of them if you want to capture them or just kill them. So first of all, on the map, you're going to need to come up all the way to the top right corner, the northeast corner. This is the Sanctuary 3. Okay, now the pals in here are high level, so you got to be prepared when you come over here. But what you do is you do have to fly over here. There's no fast travel, at least that I found. Come over, and you're going to see some really cool pals over here, some high tier, some higher level pals. So there's a Bushi right there, level 45, which I have no interest in. But do be careful. You got to stay away from the guards, which are right over there, but they do move. So what you're going to do, if you don't see a pal you like, fly up over here, and you're going to kind of make these rotations around the area. Come up to this area, and then you're going to rotate back down, and the pals will actually refresh. So right down there, we got an Astegon, however you say it. I don't want him right now. I already have one, but I'm going to fly around, and it'll take you a minute, but you can get them all to refresh so you can kind of go through different pals because they don't all spawn here each time. All right, there we got Incinerim knocked. Okay, then I come back through here. There's a Fenglope. There's another Fenglope. See how the guards moved? It's because I refreshed the pals that were over here. Another Fenglope, a couple more. So I don't want any of those. Maybe I'm looking for a Shadow Beak. Okay. Gotta let my stamina recharge. This is what I did to get my first Shadow Beak that I wanted. I also did this Blazemut. Spawns over here. A couple other really good ones spawn over here. So we're going to do our rotation again. And you can just keep doing this till you refresh and find the pal that you're looking for. Now, obviously, not all high tier pals spawn over here. Just some of the more higher tier kind of dark magic and dragon ones spawn over here is what I would say. Okay, so we're going back through. And remember, there's a bunch of Fenglopes last time. There's another one. Oh, and there's Lyleen. So I want her actually. So what I like to use is a machine gun. I don't like to use a pal when I'm trying to capture because it's hard to like edge their damage down. Yeah. And it'll take a couple times just because they are high tiers. There we go. So now I have a Lyleen, which I was actually looking for anyways. I wanted a second one. That way I can use them for planting. There's another Incinerim knock. Now there's one that's raging up here. And which one is raging? Okay, I don't want to mess with that. A level 50? Yeah, I don't want to mess with that right now. I mean, I just don't have any use for it. So let's go around again. And Shadow Beaks do spawn over here. Try another rotation here. As you see, when you do this circle, they refresh. So you can always kind of try to find a couple different ones. And you can do this on each of the different wildlife sanctuaries. I'll show you after this what you can do with the second sanctuary, or which different ones spawn each time you go around. So that time it's a different one that's there. And as you can see, you can just keep refreshing them. But I promise you the Shadow Beak does spawn over here. I just captured one. And it took me about 5 rotations to get it to spawn because it is kind of random. But we'll also go check out the Wildlife Sanctuary 2 and see which pals you can get over there. All right, so let's look at some of the other top tier pals that you can get at Wildlife Sanctuary 2 and kind of how it works out. So if you're looking for it on the map, it's up here in the top left corner, the northwest side. So we're gonna head in here and see what we can get. So we're gonna do the same thing so we can get the pals to refresh. We're gonna kind of make a little laps around, and I'll give you an idea. of what you can get from it. You can also get a couple chests here too, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Okay. So off the bat, I see a Jormuntide Ignis, so that's pretty awesome. Which that's who I got for kind of my main combat pal. A Menacing. We've got a Wumpo Botan ×2 ×3. Now let's go and check the top side over here and see if we can get it to go ahead and refresh what's there. Another chest. There's another Jormuntide Ignis. Incinerum knocked. So Wumpo Botans, those are level 4 for transporting, and Jormuntide Ignis is level 4 kindling. And then once you condense it, which takes a long time, you can actually get both of them up to level 5. And let's see what we have down here. So we got another Wumpo Botan. Incinerum knocked. King Paka, which wasn't there the first time. Another one. Another Jormuntide. And you can just keep doing this if you're looking for certain pals to refresh. You can also go to Sanctuary 1, which I don't know that too well, but I know that it does have a Grizzbolt, which I used quite a bit early on in the game. Another Jormuntide. Oh, and you can get Verdash here as well. Didn't see that the first time. Stay away from those guys. And you can just keep going around and refreshing them. At first, I thought you'd have to totally leave the area, maybe fast travel, and then come back for the pals to refresh, but you do not have to do that. Jormuntide, King Paka. This is just a great way if you're looking for a specific pal. You can do this a couple times and just see what you get from it. If it doesn't refresh for some reason, what you can do, you're gonna miss stamina here. What you can do is go up on this tier here, which actually has another chest, and then come back down, and it should go ahead and refresh. And there we go. There's a different one we don't have, a Orserk. You can see there's a lot of top tier pals that spawn over here, and each of the sanctuaries just have a different set that it can cycle through. So I'm knocked again. The Jormuntide that's in the ground. And here's a new one, Quivern. So this is a really, really cool way, and I kind of found this out just by flying around. The first couple times I totally left the area and then came back, which took forever because you got to fly over the water and there's no fast travel close. So this is how I like to do it now. And especially if you're trying to get certain pals for breeding combos and stuff, this is kind of the best way to do it from what I've seen. Another Wumpo. Let's see, we've got a different Orserk down here. Yeah, you can get quite the variety over here. And you can do the same thing for Sanctuary 1, which I will show you here in just a sec. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and check out Sanctuary number 1 and see what great pals this one has to offer. So this is in the bottom right corner of the map, and they're going to be lower level pals than the other two, and obviously a different variety. So let's see what we can get over here. And then we'll go ahead and do our little refresh thing here as well. So we've got an Azerobe first, I see here. Then of course you got a, I don't know how I said it, Eikthyr Terra. More Azerobes. Let's see what we got up top here. Another Azerobe, and I'm just ran out of stamina at the worst time. And of course there's going to be chests at this one as well. We've got a Pen King. And I know for a fact Grizzbull can spawn here. This is where I got my first one at. Alright, okay, so we got another deer here. A lot of Azerobes. I don't really have a use for any of these at the moment. What else we can get? Of course, a bunch of chests as well, which is awesome. Up top, make sure it does refresh for us. Another Pen King. Oh, here's a different one of Valet. Actually didn't know that one spawned over here. As you see, if you just keep going through, you can find all kinds of different pals in each of these, which is really, really cool. Alright, we'll take one more trip around. Uh-oh. If you get spotted, they're super annoying. The guards at the other ones are a lot harder to deal with. And we can get a Patalia here as well, as you see. Like I said, if you keep refreshing this a couple times, I know that a Grizzbull can spawn here as well, which is super cool, especially earlier game.